Okay, welcome back to Boonhae Hosinsul Practical Applications for ITF Taekwondo pattern. The last, semi-last, where I'm not sure. It's a good setup, so I might leave it as the last one, but we'll see. I still have to discuss the last knife hand strike. But it's number 5, it's the last one at the end of the pattern after you just finished your last wedge block. And you're moving on to rising block, turning knife hand strike in 50-50 horse riding stance, depending on who you're talking to, sitting stance, okay? And then moving off to the opposite side, okay? So, for this one, we're both gonna have collars because you're still attached from the last application. Whether it be you weren't able to get the punches off, or you weren't able to separate yourself from the person. You want to make sure that you still have grips on them so that you can defend if you need to, keeping distance. Maybe you're continuing to knee. It's all situational, right? If it happens that you're able to attack them and get away, then you can, but you have to continue to keep defending yourself until you're actually able to get away. And that's what we're going to leave off on here. So, I'm going to go through it real quick, and then Megan is going to do it to me. So, from here we're going to go off of the last variation just to keep with the pattern. So left foot is going to attack. I want to make sure we're at the right sides for this, on this way. Okay, so I'm going to grab the collar, same as before. Megan's going to defend. Here we're getting to the point. And we're going to leave all we left off on, we did right. So now we're going to apply left striking knee, just for the sake of the motion. Okay, it doesn't really matter which knee you use. But it does matter which knee you put forward because that's going to represent the side that you're going to move the person to. So Megan's going to knee with the left side. Good. Leaving the foot in front. Go again. Leaving the foot in front. Okay? So she now moved me a little bit. So if you know the pattern, we'll go back over it again. If you know the pattern, when I kick my left on this side, you come in. From the angle, left, right, turn, cross, 50-50, sitting stance, and then you continue to the last motion, goes on. Okay? From here, same, left foot back. As she breaks through, she attacks, knee, keeps it in front. It's okay to move your opponent. Now with your left hand, you're going to set up that rising block, back up just a little bit. Here. You're going to just manipulate and pull the person to the side. Since your arm is underneath, you should be able to lift that arm up, representing rising block. If you can, keep your hand here, okay? If you can't, you grab the neck, you can still lift the elbow, you can still lift it same, still rising block, okay? So here, she's going to pull me physically and move me, go, here, cut me off to the side, moving the angle, okay? The second hand is going to stay underneath, moving underneath my armpit, okay, going under, here, coming around for the secondary rising block, and turning her hips in, getting ready for the knife hand, okay? From there she's going to finish 50-50, and coming down, okay? So, that's going to be the knife hand strike, the turn over, turn through, okay? So, I'll do it real quick, and then we're going to do some real shots as we go. Yeah, I'll explain it one more time as I go through it, and then we'll go from there. So Megan grabs me. Okay, I'm already in the setup. I cross, I come over. I've already done that. I've already done right side, I headbutt, now back on my left side. So I knee, palm, press back, is forward here. I'm going to manipulate, manipulate the arm, pick up and turn this way. As I step through, I'm going to make sure that this hand goes under as I come across. Here, rising block, continue my motion forward, put my hips in, hand comes over, keeping tight on the collar if I can't. If I don't have a collar, I grab the bicep, or I'm back to the tricep, okay? Whatever I can grab, okay? Hand is over rising block, bend my knee, 50-50, come over, keeping tight this way, representing the knife hand strike. Okay? Now let's go. We'll do some all the way through. Okay? So, just slow motion because we haven't gone over this one too much. As you can see, what she's doing is she's going over the practice variation of it because she doesn't have it down to speed. So it's one that we're going to go over time. So the only thing that I could see possibly someone else doing is when you grab and your hands are like this, after I knee, and I do my first rising block on this side, is coming over the top, okay? As I was going through it, I thought of the same thing. I figured it's much easier if I go up and over. I can just kind of flow with it. That's true, except for the throw itself. Once you get to a certain point of rising or turning over, you max out at 50-50. So once you are in your 50-50, you can't really turn them over successfully without doing like an uchimata type motion, and that doesn't flow with the pattern. So you're better off to go underneath and do a basic hip throw that way. So when you're coming in, you want to kind of almost follow the pattern pretty well. So if I'm like this, I come in, my feet together. Okay? So what that represents is when I step in, my foot steps in, and then I step out from my base this way. So your feet should come together for the throw. As I go in, my feet should come together for the throw, and then I step it out, putting my hip in 50-50. Don't try to go like this. Okay? Here, step, turn, pivot. Or one, this. Okay? You should always bring your foot in, just like the pattern. Okay? Just like the pattern. Here, 1, 2. Hip goes in. Probably should show from a better angle. Okay? So, 1, relax 1, 2, 3, go. Okay? Your hip should already be entered in at that point for this side. Okay? So that's basically it for that one. If you want to add to the knife hand strike from this position, so once they're down, you should still have the hand. When you have the hand here, you should be able to press in and hold them down this way. You can be any ways you want. You want a representation, a knife hand strike this way or something like that. That's up to you. But I think it's better off on its own thing instead of having to apply something here. Okay. Practice. Go easy when you're doing throws. You want to make sure that you're with somebody that knows how to fall, somebody that can throw correctly, somebody who knows the right mechanics, or at least practice with them. Okay? Okay, we'll see you guys in the next one.